Hi everyone, our group Dreamers is going to present a presentation on Algeria. In this presentation, we are giving information regarding Algeria. We had divided different sections of our presentation to team members for present.
Hi everyone, my name is Loveleen. I'm gonna talk about the country in South Africa that is Algeria. Its capital is referred as Algiers. It has a population of around 43 million of people. It is considered as 8th most populous country in the South Africa. Apart from that, the official language of Algeria is considered as Arabic. It is also considered that like in Algeria, mostly it's a bilingual, two languages spoken over there, and it is the 10th largest country in the world. The most important thing about Algeria is it has 9th largest reserves of natural gas. So basically my topic is I'm going to talk about the political history of Algeria, in which I divided into 5 sections. In the first section, I'm going to talk about prehistory. Second, I'm going to talk about Middle Age. Third is the Ottoman era, and then the two most important events in the political history of Algeria is French colonization and the decades of the independence. That's from 1962 to 1991. So let's talk about the first era, that's prehistorical. It is considered that the existence of Algeria goes back to 15,000 BC, that's before Christ. Firstly, the first nation which existed over there was Berber civilization, and they are also considered as indigenous people of the Algeria. After then, there came the power of Carthaginians. They rule over the nation, and then after some time, Romans ruled over for many centuries. In the Middle Age, Muslim Arabs conquered in early 8th century, and at that point of time, Berbers are forcefully converted to Islam. After that point of time, Fatimids form a secular inner government. Then comes the Ottoman era. The Ottoman era was the most important significant part in the history of the Algeria, because it is considered that they ruled for 3 centuries. That is from 1560 to 1830. That's a very bit long time. And this is also considered like in the 1830 there was considered the actual formation year of Algeria. So next I'm going to talk about the French colonization. This is considered as an important part in the history of Algeria. It's a period between 1830 to 1962. First of all, in the 1830, French invaded Algerians, and that era was also considered an era of epidemic because there was a lot of floods, violence, and there was like a brutal time in the lives of the Algerian peoples. At that time of them, they forced assimilation over the Berbers, and they open around 80% of the indigenous schools so that they can learn something from them. During late 19th and early centuries, Barbarians like Algerian people took the stand, and they want to stand up for the rights. So at that point of time, Algerian war was begin. In 1962, Algerian gained complete independence, but in this independence, there was loss of millions of people lost their lives. There was not that loss was not for the French, their loss was also for the Algerian peoples. That was a very bad area. After that, there's a decade of independence, that is from 1962 to 1991. The first president was considered as Abdelkader Ahmed Ben Bella. He was a socialist, and at that time of the government which was formed at that point of that was authoritarian government. There's not difference because today too the rulers of the authoritarians over there. And then it was overthrown in 1965 by Houari Boumediene, and after that there was oil. After that point of time, when his power was overthrown, oil extraction facilities was nationalized in Algeria. In 1960s and 1970, Algeria started industrialization. That is, they started developing their nation. They taken many steps so that they can improve the infrastructure, they can improve the facilities and all that. So that's all about my topic, and now I'm gonna transfer my call to another person of my group so that he or she can describe his or her part. Thank you so much.
Historically, there was numerous ethnic groups in Algeria, such as indigenous Berbers, Romans, Greeks, Arabs, Turks, French, and many more. But in today's world, there is dominance of Berber culture, like most of the people belongs to and follows Berber culture, and minority belongs to Europeans. And Europeans also consist of French, Spaniards, Italians, and Maltese.
I'm talking about the demographics in Algeria. The pie chart shows the authentic composition in 2000 in Algeria. 59.1% are people are Algerian Arab, 23.2% people are other Berber in Algeria, and 14.5% people are Bedouin Arab. The pie chart shows the different age groups in Algeria. The 29.4% are the people under 15 in Algeria. As a homogeneous nation, most of the people belongs to the same authentic culture. Arab and the Berbers follows Islam. A few people are actual Arab. Berber adapt themselves as a Arab because of local pressure and a pan-Islamic identity. They believe in religion, so that's why the social disintegration is prevented. European doesn't enjoy themselves because of the violence and the discrimination faced by themselves.
As we can see from the graph, Algeria is not a diverse nation, as majorities are Arabs and Berbers and minorities are Europeans, and there are only very few Jews. And we can see that Berbers and Arabs are together, and they are majority, and the minority faces violence as they are minorities.
Everyone, I'm going to talk about the relation of Algeria with other countries. Considerable number of countries have some good and bad relation with other countries. Algeria is one of them. We are starting with a good relation of Algeria with other countries. We are starting from their neighbors, Tunisia and Libya. Tunisia and Libya maintain a very good relation with Algeria as they are from their neighbors. Tunisia and Algeria resolved a long-standing border dispute in 1993 and also cooperated in the construction of natural gas pipelines through Tunisia that connects Algeria to Italy. Tunisia signed an agreement with Algeria to demarcate between two countries. Nextly, with the United States. United States is one of the Algeria's top trading partners in the Middle East. The main US import from Algeria is crude oils. The United States established diplomatic relations with Algeria. Also, they conduct military exchange. United States hosted a joint military dialogue in Algeria in July 2016. Next, with Pakistan. There are very few nations in the world who offer so much sacrifice for the other nation. And Algerian people show lot of affection for Pakistan people as they are fondly recall Pakistani support to them when they are engaged in the struggle against France to win their freedom. Pakistan and Algeria enjoy a very good relation and both of their countries cooperate with each other in several fields. Lastly, with Morocco. Morocco has very bad relation with Algeria. Morocco has a colonialist party. The tension between Morocco and Algeria is very common, that is related to Western Sahara. The biggest problem is tightening Arab Maghreb Union. Algeria considers Western Sahara as a legitimate country occupied by foreign forces. Thank you so much.
Now I will tell about Algeria's political system, where there is a semi-presidential system as president takes all the decisions. In Algeria, president is appointed by member of councils and he is considered the head of the government. President appoints prime minister and the members of councils are appointed directly or by local members or president. In Algeria, there is no democratic government as autocratic government takes place. The people does not have any right to vote, and there are two houses in Algeria. The first one is upper house and second one is lower house. In the upper house, there are 462 members who are directly elected for 5 years by president, and in the lower house there are 144 members, from which 96 members are chosen by local assembly and 48 members are chosen by president for 6 years.
The topic is Algerian government. In Algeria, the first election was held in 1999 and Abdelaziz Bouteflika elected as a president of Algeria. Then he worked to bring political stability and announced civil concord. He also pardoned many political prisoners. Bouteflika was re-elected in April 2009, and then he started working to compromise the economical, political, and modernization of the country and living standards of Algerian people. In 2008, the Algerian constitution was abandoned and removing two-term presidential limits due to this change. Then in 2009, Abdelaziz re-elected. Then he promised to build the infrastructure of the country and spent $150 million to develop new jobs and new housing units. In 2010, a series of protests started throughout the country, and state of emergency was declared. And then the harassment against political parties continues. As a result of this, Bouteflika resigned from his presidency on April 2019. In present government, the president of Algeria is Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz Tebboune, and the present prime minister is Abdelaziz Dabadj.
Hi, so now I'm going to talk about the notable shifts in the Algerian history. The first one is Algerian Revolution, and second is the Algeria-Europe economic integration. So first, that is Algerian Revolution. It is considered the most important event in the Algerian history because at this point of time, the Algerian people stand up their rights and they break the silence against President Abdelaziz Bouteflika. There was a huge protest and it began on 16 Feb 2019. It attracted international media coverage too. It is considered the most important event, and because they believe that there is a series of corruption under the Abdelaziz Bouteflika, they stand up their rights and they said that they don't want more presidentialship of Abdelaziz Bouteflika. And at that point of time, so there was the state of emergency was declared, and the president resigned at that point of time, and now new president was appointed in Algeria. And second is Algeria-Europe integration. This resolution is called for peaceful and political process. It is initiated because they want greater economic integration, and no doubt there was a very good trade between Europe and Algeria. That is around of $50 billion, but in terms of the integration, it is on the whole because of disparity in the trade formats. As you can see in the graph, there is a continuous disparity between 2 years 2014 and 2020. So this disparity is leading to integration, is resulting in integration to be on hold, but it's considered that it can be progressed modestly. So if both countries put their initiatives, this problem can also be sorted, and most probably there will be integration in Algeria and Europe. So this is all about our presentation. We want to thank you all who are listening this, and hope this video is going to help you in this bad time of COVID-19. Hope this formula is going to work and spread. Thank you so much and have a nice day.